inspired effort there. I mean, you guys seem to rise to the occasion of these games.
Yeah, honestly, we didn't play our best. Things weren't really clicking. I mean, Scoffer played really well and held us in there, but we weren't clicking. It wasn't really a great game for us. So I think the first period we had 6 shots or something. But I give them credit for gritting out. There's a couple huge blocks. Casey Bailey made a great block. Guys like Taylor Holstrom battled, and our D, things weren't clicking, but they were battling. I mean, so I give them a lot of credit for battling. We didn't have our best game, but you're right. They figured out a way to win it, and that's a big win for the program.
Yeah, you jumped on, Vermont got a little sloppy on those goals, and you guys took advantage of it.
Yeah, a big goal, I think, David Glenn, to get us going. Nice play from Kirch. And then, Taylor Holstrom started by trying to get the puck deep. We got a bit of a break, and then actually it was a really big goal by Justin Kirkhavel. I think that was the end of a PP. I don't think it was a shorty, but it was right at the end of a power play. A nice play by Tommy Olczyk. And I thought that goal was huge, obviously. And, they gritted it out.
What does a win like this do in terms of establishing the credibility of your program?
Well, you know what? I don't know if it's so much the win, but how it happened, where it happened. I mean, what a tremendous environment to play a hockey game in. I mean, it's thanks to Wells Fargo and the Philadelphia Flyers and Comcast. It was a tremendous environment, and to see, I don't know, you guess how many thousands of Penn State fans wearing blue and white screaming. It's awesome. I mean, I can't say enough about Penn Staters. It's just so much fun to play for them. And when you talk about rising to the occasion, I think the Penn State alumni and Penn State fans have a huge part in that.
Talk about your performance by your goaltender tonight.
Huge, because we weren't, as we were saying before, we weren't clicking. And he had to make some huge saves. In fact, we fumbled a breakout and gave them a breakaway, and he stopped it. So if it wasn't for him, things could have turned out a lot different early. And I think it would have been a vastly different game.
Game in RIT back in October, a game in Pittsburgh against Ohio State. Now it's safe to call you guys a big game, big crowd type of team.
I think it's a little early for that, but it certainly seems to be a pattern. They figure out a way to win. I think RIT was similar, right? I mean, we didn't come out with our best game and had to grit it out, and this sort of felt similar to that. So, you know what? Maybe you're right, Kyle.
That bodes well. I mean, if you can win the games you don't play your best in big crowds.
Yeah, there's worse monikers to have. I'm not sure after 3 we deserve it, but sure.
What would you take away from this game as you prepare for Michigan State?
Number one, that Penn State's the coolest university there is. It was just a tremendous crowd and so much fun to play. That we take away. I think that we've been having a little trouble mental toughness wise, and I think we had to show it today because things weren't clicking, and they found a way. So maybe a little confidence that we can dig down and get a win.
Justin Kirkhavel tonight. Nice
Yeah. Yeah, he had a really good game. I thought Tuesday night he opened up with a huge hit, so we knew he was all right, and he played really well. I thought he was probably our best forward that night. And tonight made a great play to David Glenn and scored a huge goal, so he's been a huge factor.
Guy, Vermont's first goal came not long after you took a 3-goal lead. How do you see the team's mental toughness there, allowing that goal and thinking you might have been able to cruise from there?
No, I don't know about that. I mean, it was a power play goal, and it was a nice play, but it was a power play goal, and we can't. You're not going to be weird in the ball. How many did we kill tonight? I mean, we gave them enough that it was going to happen. So I thought that was basically a law of averages. They were going to get one if we kept on being in the box.
Now you mentioned Scott's play. What about the play in front of him when he was taking a lot of shots, guys were blocking?
Yeah, we did have guys blocking. I thought that our D weren't actually having the best game with the puck, but I thought they played pretty tough without it. Richie had a great hit. Dolan was playing tough. It was great to see him have an assist at the end. But we were struggling there too. But I think defensively, without the puck, they were gritting it out.
Did you find it at all odd that Vermont was considered the home team and that the horn was going on?
Knowing the connection, no, I didn't consider it odd. But as always, it's so great to see the Penn Staters out.
And what was different about the crowd, this Penn State crowd, about the other ones that you've seen? This one probably definitely the loudest and highest.
It was fantastic. Well, we had the band was playing. I mean, that was real nice, and it got them going. And not a lot. They're great wherever we've been, whether it's Wilkes-Barre or Pittsburgh. I mean, they're just great. They're great. So I think there's more of them tonight. Obviously, that's sort of nice, but they've been consistently excellent.
Talk about what
expect to be able to do this game again next year.
What we're talking about, we very much like to, as schedules now in college hockey, they're done.
Yeah.
They're done years in advance.
Yeah.
So we might have to do some finagling, but certainly would like to.
Talk about what does it mean to play in the first NCAA hockey game here at the Wells Fargo Center.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, I know I was on the committee when we selected the site for the NCAA Frozen Four, so I know that this is sort of a warm-up. And if it's any, if it's any indication, I think they're going to knock it out of the park. I think the fans were great. The arena did a fantastic job, and it's nice to this is the largest crowd, I guess, and for a college hockey game in Pennsylvania. That's nice. I think it's very fitting that goes to a Penn State game.
When you take the job at Penn State, was this the kind of night you dream of as a coach?
Yeah, that's why you want to play in big venues with huge Penn State crowds, and we have a pretty good building of our own coming, and we want to rock it. And if this is any indication, it's going to be a lot of fun.
One more if we have any.
We're obviously seeing consistency from Bailey and Glenn. What does that mean for you in games like this?
Well, we have, but the goal is to get more guys to contribute. But certainly when you have two guys and they scored again tonight, I mean, it's when you're able to, I guess you don't want to say rely on them because that can't go on forever, but they've been maintaining it. It's it's almost February and they've been maintaining it. So it's nice to see. It's great to have. I think they're both tremendous hockey players and are consistent. They don't just settle for when things are the way things go. They try to make things happen. I give them all the credit in the world, but really when it comes down to it, you mentioned about Michigan State, as we go on, we're going to need more than two guys to consistently fill the net. It's nice to see Holstrom, of late come alive.
Out of the doghouse.
That's your words, not mine.
Okay.
Nice ass.
Thanks.
All right, thank you very much.